This is our first time.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we have two people, one that can stand on each side and hold it. Do we have two volunteers to hold the banner?
Miriam is there, I think. Miriam is still holding it? Yeah.
Yeah, so what we were thinking about is
Yeah.
having the banner. Okay, whatever you want to decide. Sure. Oh, this is okay. You want us to do it now? Yeah, we're going to start here.
Hey, Melissa.
Yeah. And also got signs here. There's some in my rice bag and then some there. Good morning, this is Occupier Keeling coming to you live from the Simon Estes Amphitheater where I was yesterday for a noon rally. So it's a little late start, but people are still arriving and setting up. This is a rally with the Food and Water Watch. There are some dogs here, there's 3 of them, 2 that were not here yesterday and 1 that was.
Alright, does everybody want to filter on up behind the stage?
Yeah.
Feel free to grab a sign.
There are more signs in here. I'm just going to put that there. People can grab signs out of it.
Folks want to move on stage? Everybody on stage?
Yeah. Go up on the stage.
Oh, we're going on the stage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, have the river behind you.
Oh, you're okay.
Hello. Oh, you're back for more fun, huh?
Oh, very good. I didn't know that was
Dogs need clean water too.
Yep.
Okay. You want to head? All right, I will do that. Holly?
Oh, wow. Good.
Is that a female? Yeah, he's a. Thank you. Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah, so is this one.
All the female dogs love him.
I like the shirt. That's a nice shirt. Did you get it from the Native Americans?
Well, I'm not sure. I think the sisters are. It's 3 sisters.
Okay.
That make clothing.
Oh, neat.
Thank you.
Oh, I like it. I like all that design stuff, you know.
And the beading and the.
Yeah.
Well,
It's beautiful.
it's for Toronto. My goodness. She doesn't want to get married.
Thanks, Kaylin. I handed out.
Okay, cool.
Put this over here.
Yeah, that works. I am backing up to get a wider shot. So everybody's gathering up on the stage. There's probably about 30 now. A few more trickling in. There are a few different banners. So we're going to have a rally here, and then we're going to have a short march to the Des Moines office of the U.S. Department of Justice to deliver petitions. Someone has an upside down flag to symbolize distress.
Good morning, Iowa! My name is Carrie Carney, and I'm with 1,000 Friends of Iowa, and we're part of the Bakken Pipeline Resistance Coalition. Our coalition was created 2 years ago when we first heard about the pipeline's plan to build in Iowa. The coalition is made up of over 30 organizations, landowners, activists all across the state. We came together for one purpose and one purpose only: to stop the Bakken Pipeline! We're here today. We have better things to do, but we're here today because our government has failed us when it comes to this pipeline. From our Governor Branstad, who's been ramming this down our throats since the beginning, to the Iowa Utility Board, who thinks it's okay to steal private farmland and property and hand it over to an out-of-state corporation for their own profit. And to the Army Corps of Engineers, who has failed in this process and has been rubber stamping permit after permit without meaningful evaluation. And last but not least, our own president. Our president, who's made climate change one of his signature issues. But guess what? He's been silent on this pipeline. And make no mistake, on Friday, we heard from 3 federal agencies. We heard from the Department of Justice, the Department of Army, and the Department of the Interior. But guess what? We did not hear from Obama. And today, we are delivering over 33,000 petitions calling on Obama to break his silence and stop the Bakken Pipeline once and for all. As 1,000 Friends of Iowa, we've got over 1,000 petition signatures just from our small organization. We have 4 speakers today who are going to tell you why this is bad and why they're here standing up, calling on Obama. And we also have a demand for the Department of Justice you're going to hear about in a little bit. Absolutely. Our first speaker is Miriam Kashia from Iowa City. Go, Miriam.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. We are here today because of our constant efforts over the past 2 years to prevent this pipeline from crossing Iowa. For the profit of a Texas corporation, they've all been in vain. All the things we've done. We have exhausted every regulatory, political, and legal means in Iowa to protect Iowa's lands and waters from inevitable environmental and economic catastrophe. Today, we deliver over 3,000 petitions from Iowa citizens and more than 30,000 from around the country calling on President Obama to deny the 2 pending Army Corps of Engineer permits and halt the Bakken Pipeline. This is the same pipeline that 7,000 indigenous allies from 150 tribes gathered at Standing
Now
Rock
it's up at
are
280
valiantly
tribes.
opposing. Let's hear it for Standing Rock.
The Standing Rock
Opposition
Sioux.
to the Bakken, also known as the Dakota Access Pipeline, is based on these essential factors. First, the undemocratic decision-making process, a rigged decision from the outset where public concerns and outcry have been ignored by the governor and his carefully selected 3-person IUB. Secondly, the illegitimate use of eminent domain for out-of-state corporate profit. You're going to hear that a lot because we are not happy about it. 3, enormous environmental and economic risks for Iowa. Enormous economic and environmental risks for Iowa. 4, grave threat to Iowa's aquifers and myriads of waterways. At this very moment, Dakota Access is boring under the Des Moines and the Mississippi rivers. The ramifications of an inevitable spill are unthinkable. Like Flint, Michigan, our communities will be left without a safe water supply. 5, the duplicity of Dakota Access LLC, Limited Liability Corporation. They can bow out, disappear when this is built throughout this entire process. For example, where are the thousands of jobs for Iowa construction workers that were promised? Check the license plates at the work sites, folks.
Not one.
Very few.
Another example, Dakota Access's violation of the IUB's construction requirements, like digging in the rain and mismanaging topsoil. They're causing permanent injury to Iowa's farmland. And there's nobody stopping them, except a few courageous pipeline warriors a few days ago stopped it briefly. Let's hear it for them. And finally, compelling as all these reasons are, the greatest danger this pipeline represents is the threat to the future of our planet. By locking in new fossil fuel infrastructure, when worldwide scientific consensus agrees that we have to leave the carbon in the ground, let's say it, leave the carbon in the ground! We are condemning life as we know it, unless we leave the carbon in the ground. This is not just greedy injustice, folks. This pipeline is insanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. Miriam is with 100 Grannies for a Livable Future. Our next speaker, a union man and a member of Iowa Citizens for Community Improvement, Ross Gruters.
My name is Ross Gruters, and I'm with Iowa Citizens for Community Improvement. A week ago today, I was up in Boone County near the Des Moines River, watching as the earth was ripped open for this pipeline. I was standing alongside a farmer with land in the pipeline's path, witnessing the failure of Iowa government at every level. From the county supervisors and county engineers who were working this project long before it was permitted, to the Iowa legislature who failed to pass the necessary legal protections, to the courts who thus far have failed to uphold Iowa law and overturn an unjust Iowa Utilities Board decision, to the governor who stacked that Iowa Utilities Board with appointees favorable to the pipeline. As that landowner told me last Wednesday, we knew the wheels for this project were greased long before it went public. And that brings us to today and to the Army Corps of Engineers. We call upon President Obama to ensure the Army Corps of Engineers rejects the remaining permits in North Dakota and Iowa. Furthermore, construction should be halted not just the 20 miles either side of Lake Oahe, but along the pipeline's entire path.
That's right.
Just as in the North Dakota decision last Friday, and all permits should be reconsidered.
Or revoked.
Dakota Access Pipeline is the legacy Governor Branstad is seeking for future generations of Iowans. President Obama, don't let the Army Corps of Engineers make the wrong decision. Don't let Dakota Access Pipeline become part of your legacy.
That's right.
Make sure the Army Corps deny permits, all permits, after reconsideration, and stop the pipeline.
Thank you, Ross. Our next speaker is Matt Olaf with Food and Water Watch.
Thanks, Gary.
My name is Matt Olaf. I'm the Iowa organizer with Food and Water Watch. We're a national advocacy organization. We're also a member of the Bakken Pipeline Resistance Coalition. We've been a member for over 2 years since we first heard about this and have been fighting side by side with the coalition for the past 2 years. We're here today because we stand in solidarity with Standing Rock. We stand in solidarity with everyone whose land and water is impacted by the potential Bakken pipeline.
Yes.
And we stand in solidarity with future generations to protect catastrophic, or to prevent catastrophic climate change. So we're here. We have over 33,000 petition signatures. Food and Water Watch sent out an email alert 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, and over 30,000 people from around the country signed the petition signature calling on President Obama to reject the Bakken pipeline. These petition signatures are joined by 1,000 Friends of Iowa petition signatures and other coalition member, Bakken Pipeline Resistance Coalition member petition signatures. We have over 4,000 signatures from Iowans and over 29,000 signatures from people around the country. President Obama must reject the Bakken pipeline. I'm sure many of you remember, less than a year ago, early November 2015, President Obama said no to Keystone XL. When he did the press conference announcing that, he said approval of Keystone XL would undercut America's climate leadership. We're saying to President Obama, approving the Bakken pipeline would undercut that previous decision, and it would continue to undercut America's climate leadership. We must reject this pipeline. There's 2 outstanding permits from the Army Corps of Engineers. He must deny that. Army Corps of Engineers must deny those permits and reject the Bakken pipeline.
Thank you, Matt. And our last speaker is Carolyn Raffensperger from the Science and Environmental Health Network, who's also going to tell us a little bit of why we're here specifically with the Department of Justice.
So I'm Carolyn Raffensperger, as Carrie said, and I'm with the Science and Environmental Health Network, which is also a member of the Bakken Pipeline Resistance Coalition. So why is this timely? Those of you in the media have been watching us protest this pipeline for a long time, and you're probably looking at us saying, why are we here again? Let me tell you why we're here now and today. The first thing is that on Friday, we had a stunning turn of events. In the first place, a judge refused to block construction on the Missouri River. And 20 minutes later, 3 of Obama's agencies issued a memo that said they would not issue the 408 permit across the Missouri River. They had already written the permission to grant that permit. They hadn't yet written the permit, and that's what they did. They said, we're going to hold that 408 permit until we can review all of the permits that the Army Corps of Engineers gave for that particular river. What we're calling on the administration to do today is to review all of the permits for the Bakken pipeline that is going through not only North Dakota, but South Dakota, Iowa, and Illinois. The very same set of permits, the nationwide permit, governed the Missouri River and the Des Moines River, the one that we're standing on, the drinking water of this town. We demand that the Army Corps of Engineers review all the permits, not only the Missouri, but the Des Moines, the Skunk, the Mississippi, and on down the line. The granting of those permits, the nationwide permit, was an injustice. They cited that particular pipeline, this pipeline at the Missouri River, because they thought nobody was there. They did not take into account the fact that a tribe took its drinking water less than 2 miles from that particular crossing. The thing about pipelines and hazardous pipelines like this crude oil pipeline
also burial sites
is
up
that
there
if you
for
cite
the,
them near
for the
Bismarck,
Standing Rock Sioux.
then they're called a high consequence area. But if you site them down near the tribe, they're considered a low consequence area. And what that means is you have different construction requirements, different monitoring requirements, different emergency plan requirements. That is an injustice. It leads to environmental injustice. The low consequence areas include Boone County. Boone County, even though it is going under our drinking water in Des Moines, is considered low consequence. This is an injustice, and so we ask the Department of Justice to investigate the granting of these permits that were done in a blatantly unjust way. They disregarded the environmental consequences to present and future generations. They disregarded the consequences to the tribe and to rural areas. They said, we don't matter in Iowa because we're rural. They don't matter in North Dakota because they're just a tribe. But we make common cause with Standing Rock, and there's another reason for doing that. The treaty lands that are under the Sioux, the Oceti-Sakowin, are actually part of Iowa. Almost the entire western part of Iowa are treaty lands that belong to the Sioux. And that is why the archaeological site in northwest Iowa actually could stop the pipeline temporarily, and it did, because the tribe came in and the federal agencies verified that it was a sacred site. It was in Sioux Treaty area. Iowa is part of Sioux lands. We stand together for many reasons, and therefore the Department of Justice must investigate the injustices of this pipeline. They must review all of the permits that cover this pipeline, and that means the Army Corps of Engineers nationwide permit as well as the 408 permit that they gave on the Missouri River. We stand together. The permit, there's a second permit that people referenced here, and that is actually in a confusing status right now. It is the hydrostatic testing permit, and that permit is supposed to take water from one water body and shoot it through the pipeline to test its integrity, and then they dump it in another place. And we can't find out the status of that permit. I called IDNR yesterday, and they said, oh, that's going to be the Army Corps of Engineers and the Iowa Utility Board. But in a filing of Dakota Access, they said that they were going to start their hydrostatic testing yesterday. US EPA delegates the authority to IDNR for that particular permit. And so we demand that
Iowa Department
the administration,
Natural
the
Resources.
Obama administration include US EPA and block that permit until this review is complete. And so we make these demands because we are the witnesses to the injustice. We are witnesses to the way that it threatens the tribe's well-being. We are witnesses to the way this pipeline threatens future generations, and we are witnesses to the way that it threatens the land and the water of this generation. It must be stopped. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. Make no mistake, this is far from over. We will stop this pipeline. Right now, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. So we invited the U.S. Attorney for the 2nd District to meet with us today. He wasn't able to come down, but he said, send a team up and I'll accept the petitions. So our 4 speakers we just heard from are going to lead us in a march 1 block down the road to the DOJ's annex office down here, the U.S. Courthouse Annex Office. Our team is going to take the petitions upstairs, all 33,000+ petitions. I'm going to put our petitions in the big box, and if anybody else brought petitions with them to be delivered, drop them in the box as well. The rest of us are going to stay outside and make a little noise and make sure the DOJ knows we're all down there. We're going to let people do a speak out, say why you oppose this pipeline. And then we're going to have a debrief when our speakers come back down. So our 4 speakers are going to lead us down to the office. All right?
One, you have to go down. It's,
He just came on a couple days ago. But go ahead and take one or get one to somebody else.
Okay.
I'm just going to grab this.
Make sure you give it to somebody else. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We will. Got two.
I'll take it.
I don't say I can if you give me your keys.
I just see they're going up this hill. That is, for reference, that is the Embassy Suites Hotel. And we are going to go up this hill, which is a sitting area of the Simonette's Amphitheater. So we're just going to take a short walk to the Department of Justice office. I don't know if I'll be able to go up with the petition delivery team. Well, the rest stay out here. I don't know. I'll find out when we get there. This thing, stop the pipeline. Water is life. We have to protect. We need to protect it. Water is life. We need to protect it. President Obama reject the Bakken.
President Obama, reject the Bakken. President Obama, reject the
Yeah.
We're stopping traffic.
Yep. Where you actually stop traffic. This is not a light control crossing, but the cars are letting us all go by at once. There's the Des Moines River there. Walking alongside it. Construction site to my left, that we're staging area for the City Hall renovation. What do we want? Stop the pipeline. When do we want it now? They're now saying, stop the pipeline.
Pipeline! Pipeline!
Don't wait and investigate is now what they're saying.
Oh, you guys hold it right here.
Oh.
All right, our 4 speakers are going across. The rest of us are going to hang out here. And let's make some noise. All right, who's got a chant? Who's got a chant? Wants to lead us in a chant? Don't wait, investigate. Come here. Who's happening? Don't wait, investigate.
Now they're saying no eminent domain for private gain. I'm gonna go across the street to shoot some pictures, get a wider shot. I can sound. Don't wait, investigate is what they're chanting now. Okay, now I'll go back across the river.
Go forward with this. Under our rivers, our waterways are precious to us. They are not cesspools. We need to protect our land and our water, and we're the best people right here to do that.
I'm talking, no bucket. I'm talking, no bucket.
I'm talking, no bucket.
No bucket. I'm talking, 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 no bucket. Okay, who else wants to say why they want to stop this pipeline?
Is it on? You gotta push the button like that.
Yeah, and then hold it close to your mouth.
Okay. Hey, hi. I'm a retired teacher, Girl Scout leader. I raised my babies on a farm right up the river here. I still do a lot of gardening, farming. I retired to join the Peace Corps, and instead I'm sticking around to do stuff here. My daughter said, stick around North America, please. So they weren't even here at the time, but they were coming back. So, I mean, I feel like my kids who are in international education have done their part to try to